I'm doing this video at this moment with extremely poor lighting and Carmi not wanting to leave my side. My most nervous and dependent parent that I have out of all three. She picks out her feathers. You can see around her neck when she's not with me, or well, a lot of things can trigger um, her nervousness. And but I love her just the way she is, and I do everything I can to keep her brain stimulated so that she can stay calm. But that is not the point of my video at this moment. I'm doing this video because I just received a download of something that wants to be shared with you at this moment while this epidemic that we are facing and this collective storm that is making us face all kinds of negative emotions and negative beliefs that we've been holding within our system. While we are facing all this, we are bombarded with all kinds of various information, and they all contradict each other. If you watch the news, well, you are simply watching what they want you to watch. And if you have access to various videos that keep on being removed from Facebook and YouTube on conspiracies and conspiracy theories and various information that is being leaked out and shared with the collective, it can be very easy to be transported into the fear side of it. It can be easy to be carried away and get stuck in the negative emotions of it all. What's important in all this is when you watch something, I'm not saying that to stop listening to the information that you have access to. What I'm trying to convey is that it's extremely important to take the time to pay attention to what resonates with you and what doesn't. And it's very easy to know the difference, because when you feel something that is not in alignment with your true self or what you want to create, it will feel like fear. It will feel like the opposite of what it is that you want to bring forth in this life, what you want to see in this world. And what I want to tell you is that everything that is shared with you is only a suggestion. Even the thoughts that you have access to when in your everyday life, all the thoughts that come and go in front of your awareness, they're only suggestive. It doesn't mean that you have to identify with it. It doesn't mean that you have to buy into whatever you're thinking. If you pay attention to all of your thoughts, and if you were to write all of your thoughts down, you would see that even your thoughts, they contradict each other. It's like literally an argument happening within your brain. And so why would you try to identify with any of the thoughts? It wouldn't make sense. Well, the media is the same thing. And to properly do this, you would take the time to meditate and feel into your core existence that is beyond everything that you see, feel, hear, say. Truth is felt within your heart space. Your brain is like a biocomputer that, like a sponge, can absorb all kinds of information, and the information that if you've accumulated since you were a child, you accept it as your own. But as you get older, you see how a lot of belief systems don't make sense anymore, especially as you wake up more and more. And with this storm, with everything that is being brought to the surface and that is shared with us, it's shaking us up, building a lot of pressure so that we can wake up to the truth of who we are and the capabilities that we have. We were brought up to believe that we were victims and to higher society, to leaders and, presidents, and not victim, but we were like lesser than, and that we have to look up to them for answers and for them to control our lives, believing that without them we would not be able to coexist as a collective. Thank you, Carmi. My hair, I'm going to keep it on my head if you don't mind. To properly be able to become clear within your being, you need to meditate and quiet the mind. And it's actually, a lot of people will say, well, I don't know how to quiet my mind. My mind goes a million miles a minute, which is why it's important to meditate, to practice. And like everything else, like when you were a child, when you were a toddler, you didn't automatically know how to walk. Yet with practice, you took the first steps, and it was wobbly, it was scary, you could fall down, and then you might even hurt yourself, and then after that you would learn to take a few steps and walk forward. And then after a while, you didn't even have to think about it, about how to balance your body to walk forward. You just did it. And why? Because you practiced over and over again. Well, meditation is exactly the same thing. It's by taking the best way to do this, to explain to you, and I will probably do videos of guided meditations, but you can have access to a lot of guided meditations on YouTube and see once again which one resonates with you. But a quick way to do it, if you want to practice on your own, is to imagine this beam of light that connects you through the top of your head onto source, and you imagine it going higher and higher up. If it would help you, you can imagine that you're connected to angels or guides or higher self. And if you want to go further than that, which is what I do, you go connect to your higher self. If you want to go higher than that, you connect to God or the creator or the universe or the divine intelligence, the all that is, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. Or if you want to go even further than that, you could go to the absolute. So you imagine this beam of light connecting to source, going all the way down through your head chakra, your third eye, your throat, your chest, your solar plex, which is right under your chest, under right between the rib cage, underneath the rib cage, the solar plex, and the first chakra, and going down your legs all the way down to the core of Mother Earth, and 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 Mother Earth receives this energy, beaming back up through all of your each chakra, going right back up and up to source, and both they connect through the heart, making a toroidal field, wrapping you into white light. And from then on, taking deep breaths, because breath, I heard this once from Matt Kahn, breath is birth and death into one. So you take a deep breath, and imagine that it comes from source, from heaven and earth. Taking a deep breath, filling up your, widening up your gut, filling up your chest, expanding it, taking a deep breath, holding it in, and then exhale. And as you exhale everything that no longer feels relevant, all of the negative thoughts, all of the thoughts, and you just keep on breathing in and out, in and out. Over and over again. And thoughts will flow by. You will see them. They will be flowing by in front of your awareness. Let them go, watch them go by like clouds roaming by across the sky. Watch them doing over and over again, not trying to stop the thoughts, not trying to hold on to it, but just letting them flow by over and over again. And when you have a strong emotion, just sit with it. Sit and observe it. Don't try to control it. Just listen to it like a mother would listen to their child. That's the best practice you can do. The more you do that, the more your mind will quiet down, slow down, and your whole body will start to relax. And as the body starts to relax, you start receiving clarity. You start having access to divine intelligence that is in everything and everyone. Because you see beyond it all, that's what you are. The all that is. That divine intelligence that is within everything. The more you practice this, the more your mind slows down, the more you will receive answers or a clearer way to be. And like I was saying before, I received this vision, and usually those kinds of visions, when I receive them, I trust them because they're instructional. And the vision that I received today was that as we face darkness, shadow, or anything that seems scary to us, it's because we are seeing it from a level of duality. And when you see from the level of duality, whether it's that you want to fight back or that you are not in agreement, it's okay to not be in agreement with, to not agree with something, or that something doesn't resonate, but when you fight against it, it fights back against you. And it's an ongoing battle. But when you allow yourself to be one with the all that is, the divine intelligence that is beyond and within everything, that is when you tapped into the oneness. That is when you tap into the divine intelligence. And that you allow yourself to see the bigger picture. And like I was saying about the vision that I was receiving, is as we face whatever darkness or fear, and that we allow ourselves to just surrender to that divine intelligence, something amazing is waking up within each one of us. Unimaginable power. And I say unimaginable because I mean according to your brain. Your brain only has access to whatever it has learned so far from the past. What it doesn't have access to is things that you are not aware of yet. And there is so much that you're not aware of yet. There is so much potential that lies within you that is waiting to be woken up to. And I beg of you to just take the time to surrender to that divine intelligence that is beyond light and dark, that is beyond all chaos, that is beyond all duality. It is the oneness that unites us all, and that is within everything, that divine intelligence that is within everything. Therefore, it has access to the bigger picture and what is possible for each one of us and for everyone. So when you take the time to allow that fear to shake you up, because that's what it's doing, it's shaking you up and it's applying an mind-blowing amount of pressure to your whole system. Let it do that and tap into the divine intelligence that is beyond everything, and let it wake you up to your blueprint, to your calling, to whoever you are, so that you can have access to something that is unshakable. And when you do, you have access to infinite amount of peace. And you realize that even if something was happened to your body, there's this divine intelligence that never goes away. This pure awareness that is untouched, that remains aware at all times. And that can never be taken away from you, ever. And that awareness knows exactly what is needed in each moment. It knows what needs to happen, and it knows what needs to happen, what steps you need to take, and how to access it. The more you allow yourself to be one with that divine intelligence, the more you will allow pure consciousness, divine intelligence, to sort out whatever needs to be sorted out. It will clear everything within yourself, and it will tell you what step to take next. And that will feel like pure excitement. Trust that excitement. And don't allow your fears to stop you. And if they are stopping you, see why they're stopping you. What must you believe that is true for you to be able to be stopped that way? And keep on following your passion, your excitement, what resonates. Tap into that rather than buying into the fear that is only suggested to you. It's only a suggestion. You don't have to take it as your own. That's all for now. Thank you for listening.